Beginning of the year, everyone wants their house to look nice with modern colors, trendy colors, and there's nothing better than choosing the right color to paint your house both inside and out. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 beautiful colors that you can use to paint your house and make your paint job a success. We know that Pantone's color of the year for 2026 was Cloud Dancer, a very light color. There, it reminds us of clouds. And the colors I'm going to show you now will make a perfect combination with this color of the year 2026. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it and like it. And I just ask you one thing, okay? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, all right? Like this video, don't forget, hit like somewhere on the screen and also share it with your friends, because these colors I'm going to show you here are really trending. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Ebooks, and as always, bringing you quality content, tips on colors and paintings so you can paint your house both inside and outside. In today's video, I want to show you colors that you can combine with the color of the year chosen by Pantone, right? Every year, Pantone releases a color that will be the trend color for the next year. And for 2026, it was Cloud Dancer, right? It's a color that really reminds you of clouds. You know, that icy white that looks like clouds. So that was the color chosen by Pantone. But I want to show you the combinations you can make to use with this color, which I'm going to show you now. The first one is Silver Fantasy, okay? It's a shade of gray that I consider medium. I always tell you, right, that there are shades of gray, light, dark, and medium tones. So, this Silver Fantasy is an excellent color to match with the color of the year 2026 Cloud Dancer Silver Fantasy. Grab a pen and write this down because I'm sure you're going to like this color. Just reminding you that it's in the gray color palettes. It's a medium gray shade, okay? You can use it to paint all the interior walls of your house and suddenly create some contrast, like on the woodwork, right? So it doesn't all look gray, you use it on all the walls. But then on the woodwork, you have that play of colors to highlight the rooms, you know, the furniture in your house. So, you chose Cloud Dancer to create the composition for your painting. Yeah, like tell me, a gray shade to match the color of the year. Here it is, look, Silver Fantasy. Excellent for you to have a neutral tone, a calm shade that matches any other color you want to use in your house, especially yellow. Some objects match. Even a shade of brown matches. I could even say it goes well with shades of red, right? And green tones too, so that's a given, right? It looks spectacular. So this is the first Fantasy Silver color, a medium gray shade in the gray palette that you can use to create a beautiful paint job, both internally and externally. The second color is called Horizon, this shade of green, which is very beautiful. I've even used it in one of my own projects. I don't know if you remember this color, right? It really reminds you of nature, of vegetation, and it goes perfectly with light tones for this year. The color Horizon, guys, is that shade of green you can use without fear of making a mistake, both indoors, right? For interior colors, for the interior painting of your house, and also on the facade, it goes really well with white. Think of a Romeo and Juliet pairing. That's this Horizon color, this shade of green with white. It matches perfectly on the wall. And the little white on the ceiling there for you to use on the facade of your house, for example, and also on the interior walls. Yeah, it matches Cloud Dance, the 2026 color of the year. Yes, perfectly. I told you about it here, right? Let me remind you that when I mentioned the first color, Silver Fantasy, that it matches really well, and the green will also go well with Cloud Dance. Perfectly. Okay, if you want to mix, look, I'll use an example here. The television wall, use this color Horizon, a very beautiful shade of green, and the other walls, Cloud Dancer. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it and like it. For the facade, then I can even tell you to be a little bolder. You can choose a darker shade, use this Horizon to be the predominant color. Remember that I always tell you what the predominant color is when I bring this kind of content here on the channel. Speaking of colors, the predominant color is the one you won't get tired of. It's that calm, peaceful color, right? Light that you can use on all the walls. And then you can use a darker color in other details to create that painting effect, you know, that play of color sensations. So this color Horizon, this shade of green here is really nice. It matches the color of the year. and it also matches and brings you the feeling of vegetation, of nature, especially inside the house. And our third color is washed denim. This very beautiful shade of blue, sensational for you to use to paint an interior wall in your house. And now we have to be careful here. This color here, washed denim that you just saw on the screen with me, pay close attention to what I'm going to tell you. It matches perfectly with the color of the year, both for painting the inside and the outside of your house, okay? But if you're going to paint indoors, I advise you to use this color as an accent. On a wall maybe, or on some woodwork, something like that. Because it's already a pretty strong shade of blue, more like medium to dark, really close to dark, okay? So you can use Cloud Dancer on all the walls and pick one wall in each room to use this color to paint and make it stand out. Television wall, headboard wall, and the wall in your television room. To make a room a bit darker, you can even use it on up to 2 walls in a television room. Because we know that in the television room, we need a darker environment there to have a nice feeling when watching television. So, my only tip is, when you choose the washed jeans color, be careful not to overuse it. And don't repeat it too many times. There on the interior walls of your house, speaking externally about this color, it can be used to paint a lot of details. The trim, a vertical wall there on your facade, a recessed wall as well, depending on the volume of your facade. If it's a single-story house, suddenly it matches the external walls of your house and then internally the walls. There. We can think of another color, a lighter one, but for walls it's perfect because it's a darker color. It won't get dirty as much over time, and it's a beautiful color. The 3 colors I mentioned to you, actually it's 4, right? Cloud Dancer, which is Pantone's color of the year for 2026 Silver Fantasy Horizon, and also Washed Denim are 4 colors. So I think you haven't heard this yet here on the channel, so I'll say it, except for Horizon, which I think I've already used. I'm trying to remember here which apartment I used that paint, that color in, so I can tell you, but I can bring it up in the next video. No problem. So these are colors you don't usually see around, right? And why don't you usually see them around? Because they're new colors, they're colors that people don't know yet. However, they're beautiful colors, they're modern colors, colors that are going to be really trendy this year. Okay? So, if you choose one of these colors here to paint your house both inside and outside, you're going to be successful. Okay. You're going to have a beautiful house, you're going to have a modern house with these colors I just told you about right now. And taking advantage of the moment so you don't lose focus, pay attention down here. In the description of this video, there are 2 links there. The first one is a set of 10, actually 10 color combinations for you to paint the exterior facade of your house. And 10 color combinations for you to paint the interior of your house, okay? These are 2 ebooks I created based on my work, on my projects, and I developed these perfect combinations that you can use to paint your house. Still in doubt? Don't want to waste time? You already want a choice? You already want a ready-made combination? My ebooks are down here in the description for you to choose from. And make your house painting a success both inside and outside, all right? So I hope you enjoyed and liked this content, which I think is really cool. When I bring this kind of content showing colors to you, including with names, if you ask me like, okay, what paint brand can I find these colors in? Guys, any major paint brand here in Brazil, you'll find them. I'll even mention that I don't really like to talk about brands when I talk about colors, because we end up associating them. Look, it sounds like I'm favoring one or another, I don't even like to say it, but you can find it at Souvenir, Coral, Sherwin-Williams, Massa, and Anjo. At Smart Finish 2, which is another really cool line. At The Right Shine, you can find it anyway, any of these colors I mentioned to you here. You go to the paint store and say, look, I want this color, which brand can you make it in? Then they say, I can do it in Souvenir, I can do it in Coral, Sherwin-Williams, Dry Labs, and so on. You just need to go to the paint store and ask for the color by name and you'll be able to find it. Just reminding you that for interiors, always use a matte finish, okay? When painting your interior walls, both the ceiling and the walls. And what about exteriors? You can also use matte paint, but the most recommended would be at least a satin finish, especially on the walls, to protect and have better washability and easier cleaning in the long run. Got it for your house? I hope you enjoyed it and liked it. Subscribe, like, leave your comment here, and share this video so it can reach a lot of people. Take care and see you in the next video.